I've just finished an audit for the health insurance space. Compare electricity, compare super funds, compare home loans. Wow, what a space. So my goal is to acquire leads however way I can, however way I know, which is sensibly to pay attention to where people search for these things. They search using AI. So who's the best health insurance provider? They search Google, which is essentially AI, or they search Bing, which is also AI, ChatGPT. They might appear on a Facebook ad. So all of the standard digital marketing strategies work. So where I first started off is I looked at the cost of entry to market, meaning let's have a look at the chunk of the pie. How many times a month does that certain keyword get entered into Google? Then let's have a look at who is currently eating that pie. The competitors that are getting that traffic at the top of Google, right? I'm only going to look at two websites. iSelect, the big monster, and then compare the market. Sergey, the simples, huh? Mr. Sergey, right? I'm only literally just looking at super top level stuff, but maybe let's just restart like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you my favorite Miro board where I've mapped things out. So we want to get leads. The way that I'm personally experienced in getting leads is by either a rental strategy, which is Facebook ads or Google ads. It's where we pay money to the powers that be to rent the traffic. It is an instant result, like renting a house, renting an apartment, renting a commercial building or an office. While you're paying rent, you can receive the benefits. In this case, you are paying money to Facebook for people's attention. That attention is driven to your ad, your landing page, your service. Same with Google. You're paying money to Google on specific key terms. In this case, this will be health insurance and whatever other keywords. Compare health insurance. So Google ads, I call it the tap, where we spent, let's say we look at this pest control campaign that's been active for a few years. We've spent $103,000, and for $103,000 we've received 1,000 leads. Okay, cost per lead is around $100, give or take. Then a Facebook ad, which is intrusive marketing. It is we're intruding on their time. They are not looking for what we want. And so I've quickly looked at, if you jump onto Facebook ad library, you can spy on anyone's ads. And it basically says that they have 180 ads currently running, a whole bunch of different variations in a whole bunch of different spaces. These are the ads that they're running. So Facebook ads is where you intrude on their time and you attempt to sell your service, grab their attention. Now, Get Quote can either take you out to a landing page, or Get Quote can take you out to a lead form, which then gets funneled into a CRM and the call gets the lead. So whether it's Google ads or Facebook ads, generally speaking, you need a landing page, and here's the exact landing page that iSelect have to run their Google ads traffic. Now, I don't think this is actually it, because there's one more and it does not have a menu. Neither did Compare the Market as well. There's no menu, it's a funnel page, but it's easy to spy on competitors' assets, what they're currently doing. Beautiful landing page, beautiful colors, beautiful branding, okay? So that's the first way to get leads, is you rent the clicks, rent the traffic, send them to a landing page, see what converts. Now on this slide, I actually played around with some rough numbers, and I logged into Google Keyword Planner. I'm really scared to touch my keyboard. It's like a micro taser. It's powerful enough to switch off the keyboard for some reason. I'm only touching the plastic as well. Why is this happening? And I quickly had a look at the term health insurance. Gets Googled 49,000 times a month. Now that is its broad variation, and it basically Google is saying that every $33 is each click. Okay, compare super funds is $10, compare electricity is $18, compare health insurance is $33. Now I ran some very basic calculations. This is made up, guys. This is not real data. This is made up, and I basically said that if the cost per click is $33, which it shows there, and the monthly ad spend is 10 grand, and the conversion rate is 10% from ad to click of the Google ad, which is just a made up rough number, and we're definitely going to call 100% of those leads. I hope we're going to get to 100% of those leads, because sometimes they don't pick up the phone, sometimes we can't get to them. Let's say the closing rate is 25%. Now, this is once again a made up number. You need to feed your numbers into this machine. Average order value, it's about 5 grand is what I was told. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Profit margin, I'm just going to make it up, but I'm assuming it's about 30%. At these figures, we're barely breaking even. So something's obviously miscalculated, something's obviously not right, or this is just not a space that those leads might be positively geared initially. There might be other ways to get positively geared, because in pest control, $100 per lead a lot of the time is not positively geared either, but they might need 3 or 4 of those leads, which means $400 given to Google for a book job. Now, if it's like pest control, like a mouse, need to install a mouse trap, I can't see them making that much money, right? But you go out on site, you do a good job, you put a little magnet on the fridge, you're smiling, you've got good energy, return business. With the types of businesses that are selling leads in health insurance, I can't comment, right? Same with tree removal. 120k spent, average cost per lead is $56, calls are on top. Same with pest control as well, the calls are on top, they're not calculated in these figures. And that means that 2,200 now at $56, let's say we need 5 of those for a book job. It might be 10 palm trees that need to be removed. 1 palm tree to be removed is at least $1 grand. Work out the numbers. Now, across hundreds of my campaigns, there is always a cost per lead to everything. Now, so from Google Ads, that's the approach. From Facebook ads, it's just a matter of running ad variations to attract attention and prompting people to compare their health insurance, compare their electricity. I'm just trying to like either touch my keyboard or not touch my keyboard, and I just don't want to freak it out. So how to look at Facebook ads and the cost of entry to market, how to look at Google ads, the cost of entry to market. Then I went to deconstruct the top competitors. There's obviously a lot of competitors here. You have the lead gen companies like iSelect, and then you have the actual providers like the Booper, which is the provider. So it's extremely competitive space. Now, the first thing I look at is actually how big is the site? 1,400 pages indexed to Google. No doubt a whole chunk of those are rubbish pages that are not worth much, but a whole bunch of those will be SEO pages. For example, iselect.com.au/car insurance receives 44,000 visitors a month from Google each month. A month from Google each month. I speak good English. Now, they've just taken a hit of about 45,000 recently, which is a big hit, right? So that's driving $228,000 worth of value to the website each month for that one key term or that one page, if that makes sense. The way the value is calculated is if we were to run a Google ad, which we know costs this much, on all of the key terms they get for free as part of the SEO campaign, they would have to spend $228,000 USD as a bare minimum to match that traffic. So it's showing you the value of their SEO campaign now that they've ranked at the top of Google and are sitting on almost 400,000 or 300,000 visitors a month from Google. Now, the things that I personally pay attention to are the referring domains and the amount of backlinks. You can see that they've got a domain rating of 67, which means there's a lot of backlinks hitting the home page, which makes sense. But these two figures generally need to be not that far from each other. Just received a funny photo. Now, if we're to do the math, an average backlink costs 200 to 300 US. Let's just humor the situation. Let's say we need to buy 3,400 of those backlinks. Now, the actual backlink size is 20,000. That just tells me that one website is mentioning them more than once. That might be a footer link, and the website has 50 pages, that's 50 links. But if we're just to humor the situation, we say we want to buy these links at 300 to 400 US per link, we'd have to spend about $1.1 million to acquire this many referring domains from somewhat non-rubbish websites. Now, no doubt that a whole bunch of those links are cheap, free, 20 cent, 1 cent type citations, directory links, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The cables under the house are all kinds, right? Ugly, not ugly, expensive, not expensive. I'm just humoring the situation, but a site like this, in its history of 12 years, I can definitely smell the $1.1 million USD worth of backlinks just in links alone. Compare the market, 12 years, they've done quite well, almost sitting at 1 mil, 4.5 thousand referring domains, that's at least $1.5 million worth of backlinks. These are things that we can visually see. There's probably a lot of stuff that's hidden. Welcome to the world of SEO. A lot of stuff, it can be hidden away from search engines. So one of the things I paid attention to is they've got 2,300 URLs. They have some crazy juice behind them. These are all of their latest authors. One of them is David Koch. It's like the amount of money that it would cost for these to be authors, writing articles, doing videos about health insurance and things like that. It's like there's a hidden cost to this. It's not just build these pages, 2,000 pages, get these backlinks and see you later. This creates the cost of entry much harder. One of their most trafficked keywords is compare the market, means the brand. 54,000 visitors a month search for compare the market, which shows how dominant this particular brand is. We're up against this, right? Here's their Google Ads LP, or it's their homepage. The one that I did, this was Boop Up, but this is not the one that I wanted to actually show. Anyway, you guys can check it out. I have hopefully shown enough cool stuff of how we make the decisions. One of the things I didn't really show too much of is how I was dissecting the website through on-page factors. But sites like this don't need to be super precise because iSelect is such a broad homepage. But here are all of the key terms. These guys are not going to follow the exact SEO principles that you and I might need to follow, but all of the SEO pages, they're definitely there. The homepage might not be SEO optimized, but this page is compare the market / health insurance, no menu, funnel page, right? Compare health insurance, Stu paid. So this is a H1. We help you compare private health insurance in the paragraph, health insurance in the heading, health insurance. In fact, I do Control F. Health insurance is here 85 times. Yeah, sorry, I take that back. 85 times the word health insurance is here. Rest my case. Hopefully this helps, and I'm just hopefully not going to get more electrical content.